may not have a video today. I don't know. Get in, monkey with your machine. Guess I'm being bad. Let me see. Looks like I'm on YouTube. Facebook looks a little funky. What's that? Looks better. Hey, maybe we might have a conversation today. Thought I was being bad or something. Try to launch. They don't want you to launch. I'm being a bad guy. I feel like I gotta apologize. All I'm gonna do is get in here and talk. Try to talk. It looks like we might actually be on. I'm gonna wait till I see people coming in. Oh, I hear people coming in. That's a good sign. Hey, good morning, Kimberly. All right, looks like we might be okay. I wasn't sure if I was going to do a video today. Guess I'm being bad. I don't see any comments on that side. I see y'all are commenting, so I should just stop. I guess I had to say, I should just stop. I'll give up. Yeah, I give up. Deep state, you got me. I give up. I'm gonna go back to being black. I'm gonna be black. I think I'm gonna go. I gotta pick what, Democrat or Republican? Maybe I should go be a Democrat, Republican. Maybe. I guess I gotta go back to being American. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States, of the whole earth, and to the imperial forces for which they stand. One nation under all the blood, guts, and weapons and bombs and tanks they send all around the world. All right. I guess I'm being bad. They're punishing me. Doesn't look like, well, I guess I'm in a few places. Looks like, comments aren't working. There's something funky's happening. It's just something funky. We're gonna go through. We gotta do it old school, old style, old school. We don't need all the crazy funky comments. Looks like YouTube is up. That's good. We'll do it old school. If we can't get the Facebook comments on here, then we just can't. That's okay. I done lived grimy. I can get back to grimy. I'm not worried about that. Hopefully everybody's doing well this morning. I'm gonna have to bring up comments on the side so I can see them on the side. It looks like no Facebook comments want to come in. That's annoying. I might have to work on that though. Oh, okay, yeah, I see you. I see YouTube. Facebook, I see y'all commenting. I don't see it coming in. They've been playing with my machine this morning. That's what they do. This might be a quickie. Sometimes you gotta do a quickie. Sometimes it's important. Sometimes you gotta do a quickie. Sometimes you just gotta get in and get out. Oh, that's gonna get me in trouble. All right, hold on. Wait. Let me see if I can get this right. I think what I'm gonna do. I can't refresh. I'd love to see the Facebook comments right there, but they may not come through today. They just might not come through today. It's just, that's how I go. Might be a quickie. We might just have to have a quick little discussion and back out. I can see comments. I'm gonna try one thing. How am I today? Kimberly asked. I'm okay. I'm good. I'm good, Kimberly. I'm good. How am I today? I'm mostly good. I got a footprint behind, by the way. Y'all see the foot? Don't worry about it. That's a monkey. I'm good, Kimberly. You know what? My belly is full. I had some fresh, clean water this morning. I got my coffee right here. The boys are good. Family's good. That I know of. Everybody woke up on the right side of the soil. I guess that's about 99.99999%. I think I'm pretty good. I thank you for asking. I'm doing pretty good. That's probably better than the vast majority of the planet. I feel safe. No bombs falling on my head. Nobody trying to know. None of the wealthiest countries in the world are trying to starve me. I have nothing to complain about. I can make up something, but I don't think I'm gonna make up anything. I think my life is perfect by comparison to the people who actually died to pay for my life. The people who are being robbed and looted around the world to pay for my American superiority. I think I'm doing great. It's working. My homepage won't load, but it's wonky all morning. All right, Eileen, I don't know what's happening. Maybe the world's coming to an end, Eileen. Maybe this is it. This is it. This might be it. This might be the last straw. I don't know. This might be the last episode of Earth. That's what I wanted to ask. Oh, good. There you go. I can see up there. There's something weird happening. Y'all see this? Funky. Like not funky as in funky, you didn't brush your teeth, but funky because the comments are real slow. I don't even know what the hell is going on. I can't even tell how many people are here. There's somebody playing Deep State. They having fun. They're in the room laughing. Got the CIA and the NSA and they're just giggling. They're just writing code and changing things. That's all right. We might have went down on YouTube. But I was going to ask a question this morning. I don't know how this is going to work, but I'm going to ask a question. I believe you got to steam ahead. You can't stop. You got to push forward. Like a friend of mine, we're having a conversation about living grimy, living rough. Things ever come to bad times, I'm going to be okay. I didn't live rough. I lived rough. I lived really, really well. And I've lived really, really rough. I've lived in those places where you get bread and rice to stuff in your stomach just to make it full. I've lived in the places where you just had so many steaks and shrimps, you just can't give them away fast enough. I've done all those little silly things. The good thing is I've lived rough. I can always go back to living rough. I'm okay with that. Which is interesting. So I was watching a discussion last night. I don't know where this is gonna go. And don't mind the monkey feet behind me. They found that in, was that New Mexico? It's monkey feet. I know, it might like something else. It's not, it's monkey feet. In rock that's 250 million years old. Monkey feet, don't worry about the monkey. Pay no attention to the monkeys. I'm talking about what's wrong with the world. Pay no attention to the monkeys. What's a priority to you? I don't know how long this is gonna last. This might be a quickie. But what's your priority? What should we be focused on as a human race? This is going to be a little discussion. I looked at the news, nothing really jumped out at me. Some things here and there. It's usually the same stuff. What are the real problems? What do we need to focus on? Eileen is saying the end is near. It's kind of hard to debate that, Eileen Bevaquee. It's kind of hard to debate it. It's kind of hard to debate it. We're seeing indicators all over. You know, I'm seeing a whole lot of tribalism and bigotry and funneling weapons around the planet and destruction. I was looking at the who's that? Bill Gates. What's that bastard's name? Bill Gates talking about genetic engineering and how they're genetic engineering viruses to be extremely more virulent, and they're handing them out to the general public so they can use CRISPR and they can invent their own viruses. We got a lot of problems. The end might be near. If the end isn't near, damn it, we got a whole lot of indicators that don't look good. I can tell you that. I agree. Are we savable? Are we savable? And what's savable? Those might be some real serious questions. Oh, you know what? Oh, this is crazy. I don't even know what's happening. I think I'm on YouTube. I don't even think I'm on Facebook. I don't know what the heck just happened. That was crazy. That was produced by a Big Money on a green screen. What was produced by Big Money on a green screen? Mary, the foot? The monkey foot? The monkey foot? It might have been. I don't know. There's a lag, 6 watching. Yeah, Diane, something really funky's happening. You sure you're not using a green screen? Mary... That's why I use a green screen. That's why I don't trust anything. I don't believe anything. I don't believe anything. Because this stuff is too easy. It's too easy to fool and fake people. I'm not even sure what the heck is that. I don't even think I'm watching myself. I don't know what's going to happen this morning. These young kids are getting on my last nerve. They don't squat. Sheeples in Seattle said that. These young kids are getting on my last nerves. They don't do squat. You know what? I look at the kids and, I mean, the kids, they're just replicating their parents, right? They become what their environment makes them, right? Like, that's all they are. So I don't think the problem so much is the kids. I think the problem is the parents. Facebook wasn't happy. Oh, Brother Gallon's on YouTube. Check it out. I've never seen Gallon on YouTube. That's crazy. I guess that's beneficial. Yeah, Facebook doesn't like me. Facebook doesn't like me today. So I'm not even sure crazy stuff is happening over there. I don't think it's live. It says two people on Facebook. I see a bunch of people on YouTube. So I probably said something. I don't know. What are the problems in the world? They don't know squat. No, sheeple, they don't know squat because we don't teach them squat, right? Parents don't teach the kids anymore. When I was growing up, we used to rake leaves, we used to cut grass, we used to do all those things, right? The kids don't do that anymore. Right? We used to be self-sufficient. We had to solve our own problems, all of those things. And it's just like, those things aren't important anymore. So I can't say that, I know what's going on with kids, other than the fact that we're not giving them what was given to us. I think that something happened. Something happened where we no longer prioritized the next generation. And I think that is a major problem. When you think about the real problems in the world, I think that is a huge problem. We don't prioritize the next generation. Let me make y'all's comments a bit bigger. We're gonna be YouTube today because it looks like Facebook wants to act up. But like I said, Facebook is only temporary, y'all. All this stuff is temporary. They gotta play the game. I don't blame them at all. They have to play the game. That's how the game works. Money makes the world go round. The only fools are the ones who don't accept the reality of the world. Money makes the world go round. And Facebook has to play based on the cards they're given. And the cards they are given, we wrote. We keep cheering to be censored. We keep cheering the police state. We keep cheering world imperialism. We keep cheering martial law. We keep cheering taking everybody's rights. We keep cheering telling everybody what to do. And Facebook is going to follow suit. YouTube is going to follow in. Twitter's going to follow in. You can say, we're going to start a new site called Gab. Gab is going to fall in. We're going to start a new one called MeWe. MeWe's going to fall in. The powers that be run all of this. Like, I think I was looking at somebody, who was that? Brother Dustin on the thread this morning. I was asking a question about hate. And he said, ask if I hated Trump. I don't hate Trump. Trump means as much to me as Obama does. I don't hate none of them. I hate what they do. The only thing where I hate what they do, or I hate what they're forced to do, I hate what happens when they're in office, because it's killing and it's death and it's murder. And that's against, I believe in this Jesus thing. That Jesus thing said I'm supposed to hate all of that. So I hate all of that. I don't hate them, so the only thing I hate Congress, I do, because I'm allowed to. I just can't hate people. Those are the rules. I'm supposed to love people. I love people. I love Trump. I love Obama. I love Bush. I love Clinton. Because I think if I were in their shoes, I would do exactly what they did. I would. I'd do exactly what they did. Because the environment makes us, like Sheeple was talking about. Our parents and our environment. Like that's what forms our bigotries, our birth bigotries. And then they control the earth by us just kind of accepting those different things. So I don't hate anybody. I don't hate none of them. Some people you gotta love from a distance though, right? Some people you gotta step back a little bit. Some people you can't love up too close. Hey, Buddha's here. Glad you're finally on this morning. Oh no, that's not Buddha, that's heaven. Y'all confuse me sometimes. Y'all got similar avatars. No, I don't think I'm on Facebook. I think I'm mostly on YouTube. It looks like Facebook is wonky. It's not even on my page. Not that I can tell. I don't know what the heck is happening. So I'm not worried about it. I'm just going to push on through. Good morning. How am I doing? Hey, Joe, how you doing? Been a minute. Hey, I'm about 99.999%. Like I said earlier. And I can tell everybody's doing pretty good. And the 0.000001% that's not good is because I see bad things happening in the world. I think we should change. Everything else is great. Food, water, belly full, roof overhead. What else can somebody ask for? And I think maybe that's a real good question. Really, what the hell else can somebody ask for? What else? I know you can ask this. I know I can ask for some diamonds. I can ask for some jewelry. I can ask for this. I can ask for a car. I can ask for a new job. I can ask for. I think that you can ask for a lot of things. But the way my love is set up, the way my empathy is set up, is that I'm not. You know, if I have everything that I need, I'm gonna spend most of my time focusing on. No. If I have everything I need, I'll spend my time focusing on what other people need. Wasn't always that way. I'm that way now. And I see a whole lot of needs in my world. I see a whole lot of needs in my community. I see a whole lot of needs in my nation. I see a whole lot of needs. And so I'm 99.9999. I'm good to go. I'm good to go. My questions are really just around how do I live more effective as a human? How do I help more people? How do I get more people to a point where they're good? And once my 7 billion cousins are good, or most of them, I think we do all of them. Let's do all of them. When all of them are good, then we can talk about what we want. Then you'll hear something from me, what I want for me. Until then, my want credits, they're all about the earth. They're all about the people who don't have the things that they need. So I like to focus on priorities. I see people all day long, people who have the ability to prioritize for a job, for a paycheck. They can't prioritize a damn thing for an earth. They can't prioritize anything for a region. They can't prioritize anything. I'm not gonna say nation. Nations, y'all on my bad list. Y'all on my naughty list. I don't like nations right now. You're on my naughty list. Y'all are a grouping that just has done too much harm to planet wide, right? You live by the sword, you die by the sword. In my nation, 75% of the weapons they said in the 90s, and now might be more than that, around the world come from my nation. You know, either bought and sold from another nation by them or trafficked by them. And if you live by the sword, you collapse by the sword. And that's what we do. We GDP by the sword. There's no question we're going to be collapsed by the sword, whether internal or external, you know. And I think that's a bad idea. I don't think we focus on priorities. I don't understand how they can accuse you of hating Trump. I've heard you say you don't hate anyone. I know, Mary, but you know how the way their bigotry is set up. I love how Kevin Hart said that. The way their bigotry is set up, usually on the deep left and the deep right. And I don't know, he might have been joking. Sometimes people joke, but the way their bigotry is set up, you either are with them or you are against them. That's how it goes. They're Bushes like that. They might hate Bush, but they certainly believe in Bush philosophy, right? If you say anything that the people on the left, those 10 boxes you got to check to be a decent person, which is they're murdering people, so they ain't nothing decent. That means you must be a Republican. And on the Republican or the right side, they got those 10 things that their owners give them that they got the boxes they got to check. And if you don't check those boxes, it means you're on the other side, right? I think the same thing it works out for presidents. If you don't love and worship their Jesus president, their Obama Christ, or Bush Christ, or Trump Christ, then you must hate them. There's no room for middle ground. So they got that Bush doctrine, that Bush philosophy. Either you are with us or you are against us. That violent, childish something, but I'm not judging them. Like I said, I'm not judging. That's what we did when we were kids. We were children. We played army men. We got on side. You be blue, we'll be red. Let's fight! And everybody get guns. You run through the woods with the fake guns. You shoot everybody, stab them, And I don't think we should play with the world that way. I think that's a mistake. But what are the real problems with the world, other than people's bigotries? I think you solve everything by getting out of your own bigotries. Birth bigotries, I don't know if we can get out of all of them. I think after you break kids, you can't really fix them. once you convince them that they're Democrats or Republicans and black and white and races and nations, you screw them the hell up. And I think they can spend their whole life trying to filter that out. I don't know that I'll ever filter any of that coding out. It's a lot of coding that they did. But I think that's how you fix it. When people love themselves enough that they love other people, that they put their feet in other folks' shoes, knowing that there are no others, there are no other folks. We're all just cousins. We're all just family. We're all just one. The United States is forever joined to Saudi because of the petrodollar. That is a big problem, isn't it, sheeple? That's sheepless in Seattle. I'm sorry, I'm saying it wrong. The United States is forever joined to Saudi Arabia because of the petrodollar. But you know, we're joined to other things too. Like I was looking at, somebody was telling me that half of the Senate has dual citizenship. Half. Half of the Senate has dual citizenship. And this is normal. And this is okay. I saw that on the Game of Thrones. This is what they do. This is when they sell the children off to go marry because they want to have half ownership in the new kingdom. That's Game of Thrones type stuff. Like, that is treason. How do you run a nation and you have dual citizenship with another? Like, nobody see conflict and interest in that anywhere. That is a coup d'etat. That is completely unacceptable in every single way. They should have the Senate. You shouldn't have one senator, one congressman, one. That's just stupid. That's like having somebody on the board of McDonald's with, they work on the board of Burger King too. How do you have that? You work on the board of McDonald's. No, they work on the board of McDonald's, but maybe they work at Burger King. You know, but things don't make any sense to me. I look back, like I said, I'm ready to die. I think we all gonna die. And I'm okay with that, because that's what everybody wants to do. They want to embrace the crazy stuff like it's normal. All these adults running around acting like children. Good morning, Brenda. Hopefully I can see your comments on Facebook. I don't know what the hell is going on Facebook. They don't like me today. It's something crazy and wonky, so it is what it is. People stick their heads in the sand and pretend anything that isn't happening in their little bubble isn't happening. It's all fake, being produced in a green room to make you uncomfortable. I agree with that, Mary. I do agree with that. I was what was I talking about yesterday? Talking about NASA and European Space Agency and how they lie, because they always lie. The kings always lie. They lie about the new land because they want to store, they want to get the resources off the map. It's all about control. And I think I posted that and someone said, "Are you becoming a flat earther?" It's like, no, I'm not a flat earther. I'm a king's liar. The kings always lie. You know, and so one great way to lie is with a green screen. You can make up a whole lot of crap. And there's one thing that the flat earthers got right. That's why everybody's got something right in them. Everybody's got something wrong. The flat earthers are right about NASA lying. They are. I don't think they're right about the earth being flat. But they're right. The kings always lie, because that's how they make their money. So I don't think, Mary's, I don't know what's true and what's false. I know it's a lot of green screens, but I don't know what's true and what's false. Try discussing Brexit as a lefty that voted and see what happens. You know what? I look at Brexit, Joe. I look at Brexit, and you know, my position on Brexit is just, it's not my business. The only part of Brexit that's my business is people are part of the brrr. If the people are part of the brrr, don't want to be a part of the euro, whatever, then they have a right to exit. They're sovereign citizens. They can do whatever they want to do. They get together and decide they don't want to do that no more for the kings. The kings don't own them. Again, I'm not into nations. The kings don't own you. The lords don't own you. We're indoctrinated to believe that they do, but they actually don't. You actually are a free creature. They don't own you. As long as we don't believe they own us, they don't own us. The only power they have is, like Mary said, the green screen. You know, is this fantasy that there are owners, and I don't think they own us. I completely, totally agree with Brexit. I agree with the Houthis. They say Saudi Arabia doesn't own them, right? And their government was just a Saudi government. That's not a war. It's an invasion. It's a home invasion. They're just being colonized by Saudi Arabia, France, the UK, and Britain, right? And America. You know, so I'm always with the people who live there. If you live there, if you were born there and you're saying, I don't want you to control me, then they don't get to control you. I agree with Texas. I agree with Americans. If you don't like your government, then how in the world can anyone tell you that that thing owns you? Nobody's out there telling deers that they're owned by a bigger deer or by the elks or something. It's crazy, you know. So I always agree with people have a right, but everybody's wrong about something. Everybody's right on something. Everybody's wrong on something. So I don't do the left-right paradigm at all. I just see a bunch of people who can't seem to think that well for themselves. And I think it's a shame. I think you should think for yourself. I think your thoughts would be beautiful if you didn't let the Lords tell you what to think. Saudi is joined with Israel, which is true, and Israel's joined with Russia. I don't know how true that is. You know, I don't know, Sheepless. I don't know. It's too hard to tell. I mean, Russia's got a lot of interest in Israel, and that's true. You look at RT, and they do a lot of anti-Zionist type stuff. And it's, you know, behind the scenes, we never really know what's going on. All I know is 7 billion people are enslaved by all of this nonsense. And I think that's a mistake. Apparently, I'm a lefty because I'm not cool with dropping bombs in other countries because our government has fallen out with their leaders. Who knew? Yeah, I guess, well, you know, but that only makes you a lefty to a righty. It's the righty that make you lefty. But the reality is the fact that you don't like them dropping bombs means that you don't fit in either community. So yeah, it just depends on who you talk to. Whoever you talk to, they're gonna throw you in the other camp. But both sides are all about invasion. Both sides are all about imperialism. Both sides are all about the central banks. Both sides are, which by the way, that was, I got an education yesterday on Noam Chomsky. I got an education. I like Noam. I think he says very important things. I think he's a highly intelligent man. But like everybody, he's beholden to something. Well, maybe not everybody's beholden. I think there are some people who are just beholden to the truth, but he's beholden to something. I agree with that. They call him what, the gatekeeper. If you ever watched the, Sister Linda posted the talk about the gatekeeper, right? The gatekeeper was, the gatekeeper is the one who is a keeper of the gates, right? They'll give you so much truth, but then they'll take a lot of that credit that they give on truth and they convince you that they're an intellectual, and they'll take it and they'll turn it around and they'll actually use that credit, spend that credit with people who fall for the identity, right? So I'm fine with Noam. I don't have an issue with Noam. The problem isn't him. Like, everybody's beholden to something, I think. Most people are. And if you're honest, when you watch them, you'll see it. Right? If you don't fall in love with their identity, if you don't give their identity credit, you just give credit to the things that they say, you're okay. Right? Like when he talks about war and imperialism and stopping colonization of the planet and U.S. hegemony, I totally agree. And it makes perfectly good sense. And he's right, absolutely spot on right. When he talks about linguistics, and he's spot on right, very intelligent man. But when he talks about 9/11, he's wrong as the day is long. When he talks about the Federal Reserve and central banking, wrong as the day is long. And JFK, wrong as the day is long. You know, but does that mean that he's some sort of a bad guy that I'll never listen to? No. I like I said, I listen to everybody. Everybody's got some truth, but everybody sits somewhere. It could be that, you know, he gets a little something from the central banks. I don't know. I don't care. When he says those things, I turn away. He could just be an old man. Sometimes you get to be old, you just get a little crotchety. Sometimes you just get a little loopy. You know, it could be some early set on a dementia that just affects that portion of his brain where he thinks about JFK, central banking, and maybe where he gets paid. I don't know. As long as he's still talking about anti-war, I'm good. That's it. I was good with Bernie. When Bernie's anti-war, I was good with that. You know, that pushed people in the right direction. When Trump was anti-war, I'm good with that. Pushed people in the right direction. Obama was anti-war initially, pushed people in the right direction. I'm good with all of that. But when they start lying or they start saying other things that aren't true, then that's when you step away. I think that we get too attached to identities. We got to let those things go. We can't be attached to identities. We just have to really focus on the content of what's being said and process that intellectually, as opposed to getting lost and giving credit to anybody for anything. That's why I tell people all day long, you know, if you agree with what I say, great. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the share button, you know, agree with me. But when you disagree with me, disagree with me. It's not going to hurt my feelings. I'm not a pod person. I don't need credit. I don't want credit. I want to know what's true. And the only way I know what's true is if you are honest and you say what's true. Does Noam Chomsky want to know what's true? I don't know. I don't care. All I care about is me moving forward. I'm not so interested in what other people are up to. I'm interested in figuring it out. And the only way you figure it out, I think, is you move forward with integrity and you meet as many people who have other experiences that you don't have. And I think that's how you grow. You know, so I'm good with Noam. I'm good with the Republicans and Democrats and all of them when they say good things. I'm good with the nations when they say and do good things. I'm good with all of that. But when they stray, then I walk away. You know, it's only when we try to attach support. That's our problem. That word, that S word, it's a curse word, support. You know, there's nobody who should be supporting Trump, right? There's nobody who should be supporting the left. There's nobody who should be supporting the right, or there's nobody who should be supporting any person for their identity. You support people because they're doing the right thing at the right time. They're saying what's true in a time where everything's a lie. When they start lying, making it up, or not making sense, then you don't. You support what they say, not them. Right? That's that whole representative thing. I don't get why adults feel that they need somebody to represent them. It's crazy to me. You know, why would you, as a grown adult, need a representative? You don't need Noam Chomsky to represent you. You don't need to give him any credit. But if he says something true, give him credit for that. Give the what was said credit. Ignore the personality, ignore the person, ignore the name in the group. There's certain people that feel, as long as I'm comfortable, what's happening across the world isn't my problem because there's nothing I can do. So I'm going to give it my attention. Exactly, Marion, that's that bigotry. That's that tribalism. That's that apathy. You know, and we have to get out of that. That's the only way that we move forward, is we actually start caring. But most people don't care, and that is a reality. That's a sick, sick reality. Most people don't care, and a lot of people don't know. All we can affect are the people who don't know. Right? Sometimes the people who don't care, they don't know enough. And when they know enough, then they'll actually care. You know, like, why is my profile picture a kid in Yemen? Because people need to know. And people need to care. And usually what's in people's face, and they see that little kid, it bothers them. Like Brother Jay was last night. I don't know why people do that. Why would you be involved in a protest to show people starving children? Because it affected you. That's why we did it. We did it because we know it affects people. We did it because that's what an activist is. An activist is an artist. I've been an activist for over 20 years in my life. I started activism when I was in my early 20s. Activism is art. It's a psychological art form of winning hearts and minds. Right? It's producing content, things, protests, pamphlets, organizing people in a way that pushes the human race or society in the right direction, because they went the wrong direction. And however you do that, I'm good with that. I don't judge anybody's activism. However you act, that's up to you. And if you don't want to act, I actually don't care about that either. That's on you. How I act, I'm going to choose how I act. I put my pants on one leg at a time and I tie my belt. I don't need anyone to tell me how to act. I will act. And if I'm wrong, I won't do it again. But right now I see it's affecting people, which is why it is effective art to show people children. My example about the 4 kids that were bombed in the church in Alabama, it changed everything. Why? Because people saw the pictures of those kids. That's why it changed everything. It was so hard. It's easy when you don't see the pictures. When you see the pictures, everybody has a conscience. Everybody's got that thing. Everybody does. And whether you know it's there or not, whether you give it respect or not, it's still there. And it just sometimes takes the right picture. It just sometimes takes the right face, the right kid that you look in their eye and it kind of looks like your son, kind of looks like your daughter, kind of looks like a kid who used to mow your grass, kind of looks like a human being. And boom, everything changes. You know, that's why it's important. It's important to be an artist as an activist. Know him as a CIA asset. He could be sheepless, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay. I don't know his background, his past. I don't know his experience. I don't know what he's up to, and I don't care what he's up to. When he says something that's right, we should be good with it. When he says something that's wrong, then we say no, and we ignore the personality. You know, and that goes for everybody. I think every president does decent things. I think they slip on the mic and they say what they're supposed to, or they pretend like they slip on the mic. And we have to focus on those things. Doesn't matter who it is. If it's true, it's true. If it's false, it's false. We're all in our own reality. No one has 100% accuracy on everything. It's impossible. Exactly, Linda. And we're all wrong. We're all wrong. That's why we got to be a community. That's why we commune and we have these discussions. That's the only way that we start to figure out how all of this nonsense doesn't work, because it doesn't work. But it can work. It's a choice. Yes, I'm okay with baby rapists as long as they're not in the act of raping. Good God. Okay, no, sheepless. That's not what I'm saying. My problem is the act. My problem is the baby rape. That's my problem. My problem is not the person, right? Because the person, usually, when it comes from an abusive setup like that, they were abused, right? And we keep getting in this cycle of attack the abuser, don't fix the problem. When you focus on the environment of what made someone or what reared someone to a place where they can have that much apathy, that's a time to focus on the actual problem. We focus on the people too much and never the problem. So the things that are true are important, and the things that are foul are very important. But the personalities are never important, because there's always another one coming. You know, my example would be growing up on the outskirts of Washington, D.C. Now, they never got rid of the drug problem, right? Because they kept focusing on the drug dealers. They kept focusing on the little poor guys who grew up in the environments who had to deal drugs, and they would just keep throwing them in and out of prison. And it changed nothing. Why? Because as soon as you took one off the block, there were two waiting to take the block, right? So you got to focus on the actual act, not the actor, because 9 times out of 10, in that analogy, they are an actor. We're all raised to be actors. We're not born with who we are. We become something by our environment and our parents. And if our parents are beating the hell out of us and raping us, and our uncle is, some people make it out of that. Some people are strong, others don't. You know, so that's why I'm always focused on the act, not the actor. I don't care nothing about the actor. I care about the act. If they disagree with you, send the laughing emojis without any further discussion. And when you laugh, the emojis don't work. Get a friend, then attack you. When that doesn't work, block them. Well, you know, I guess for me, Mary, everyone's got to figure out their pattern in their process. I disagree with everybody somewhere. I don't buy. The only people I block are people who are not trying to be a part of the discussion. People who obviously just don't want the discussion to occur. I want to talk to everybody. I want to talk to the white nationalists and the KKK. I want to talk to the black nationalists and the Black Panthers. And I want to talk to the Zionists, and I want to talk to the Palestinians. I want to talk to everybody, because that's how you solve problems. You don't solve problems by shutting people out. So I'm okay with whatever. Everybody's perspective is true. Everybody's experience is real. And until we get those experiences, we're constantly chasing our tail, not solving problems. So I always want to solve the problem. So yeah, the only people I block, and there's only been very few people who just don't want the conversation to occur, and they're obviously there just to cause problems. And that's it. Jay Carver's a narcissist. Might be sheepless. Maybe we all are to a degree. Maybe we all are. I'll leave it at that. Maybe we all are to a degree. But the protest is good, and it's obviously affecting people, so we should really do more of it. Bingo, that's what I'm talking about. They can't look at something that makes them uncomfortable, so they attack you for exposing it. Right, and which is good, Mary, but that's a great thing. Like, it's a great sign. It means that that person has a heart and the person has a conscience and it's actually doing something. So it's good. Sharon says she came from an abusive home. The buck stopped with me, and it could be with others. No excuses. Well, that's good, Sharon, and I appreciate that testimony. And let's accept that not all abusive homes are created equal. Right? Not all abusive homes, not all the kids are the same, right? And what they go through is different. And some kids can lift themselves up like you, which you are a very strong and powerful human being, and I thank you for that. Some aren't. And some parents let up on those kids, and some of those abuses don't let up. You know, so I think that we have to put our heart out there to the kids who couldn't get out. Right? And it changed this is why I used to look at the neuroscience, right? The epigenetics and the development of the frontal lobe and how that gets handed down and how genes flip when you're tolerating that abuse. You know, we're 7 billion different types of people on this planet, and we all experience something different, and all of our genes flip based on the environment. And sometimes kids get turned into psychopaths by the abuse they face and the lack of construction of the neurons in the frontal lobe, the lack of development. In other kids, it flips back. So everybody's different. Everybody's different. I just think we got to put our heart out there and kind of accept that. The problem is the environment, not the people. Let's fix the environment and stop focusing on the people so we actually solve those problems. Abuse in my family went on for generations. Yeah, and it gets handed down, doesn't it too, Sharon? It gets handed down. That's that epigenetics component. And that could be it too. That transgenerational epigenetics psychopathic genes, right? It could be that some people come from families where it's been handed down for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, maybe more. That need to fight or flight, the need, or just to purely fight, the need to have no love at all. And the good thing is that it flips off after a time. You know, sometimes it's not in that lifetime. You know, but I think we have to adhere to that science and accept that, you know, everybody's kind of different in what they deal with. Someone actually commented on the attack for those 4 girls who were killed, said, how do we know it actually happened? Well, Mary, but you know, Mary, that's okay. You know what? I don't deal in ignorance. I don't let my intellect go play in ignorance. You know, like, this was a good example. I try to have examples. I don't offend people, but you know, I don't let my intellect go out and play with everybody. I have to say that. It's obvious to me that you're on a obvious bigoted side. You know, you're too tapped into your birth bigotry. You're not seeing the apples. If I only see oranges and all you see are apples, there's not really a whole lot that's going to happen in that discussion. So when I see stuff like that, I walk away. I mean, Mary, I am the king of you can have the last word. I am. You can have the last word. I don't care. I don't care when it comes to the last word. I think in comment sections on the internet, first of all, these are just adult toys. It's odd. It's an adult toy that can change the whole planet, but Facebook is an adult toy. So I don't take it too seriously. People who can process the information in your comment, they'll get it and they'll take it away. And they'll see something ignorant and they won't care. Like if I'm reading the comment section and I hit something that's deep and it's important, I'll take it and process it. And I see something ignorant after it, I skip right over it. And I look for something else intelligent, right? You try to inform the person, but some people don't want to be informed. So some people, right, Mary, they just want to fight. And my intellect is not for fighting. I'm fine with anybody they just want to fight, you know. If I were them, I'd be them too, right? You know, if I were born angry, you know, really horrible parenting environment, yeah, I'd be out there for the fight. I'd fight somebody. You know, my interest is fixing people born to fight, not fighting with the people who want to fight. My intellect is not for that. We all need to think about where we put our energy. Right? Always think about your time. Words are energy. You know, we need to think about where we put our energy. Stay away from Jacob. No, I'm not going to go that far, Sheepless. I think when people have issues with what you do and they're still willing to be in the discussion, I think you should get closer to them. That's what I think. I think when you do that, that's how we change. Iron sharpens iron, right? Iron sharp. But everybody's got their thing. I think that if the vibe that person's putting off is bringing down your vibe and it's making what you do less sustainable, then there's some people you got to love from a distance. I totally agree with that. For me, Jay isn't somebody I have a problem with. I mean, I have problems with what everybody says at some point in time, but he's not anyone who brings my vibe anywhere, right? Like not negatively. So I'm good with I love a brother. I don't have to agree with him to love him. I love a brother because he is a brother. Heaven agrees, me too, Gerard. Looks like Facebook might be coming back online. I don't know what's going on. It's really hard to get to watching this on Facebook this morning. Just a heads up, your live feed gave no notifications. Yeah, Emil, thank you for that. It didn't give a notification. It did crappy stuff. I got notices early on at Facebook. They're just like, you're being bad. You need to stop. You need to just join a team and stop this come together nonsense. You know, Facebook wants me to be black. Facebook wants me to be a Democrat, I think. And Facebook wants me to stop talking about Zionists, and Facebook doesn't want me to talk about Russian oligarchs. And so I got to join a team. But like I said, this is all temporary, and I don't blame Facebook. I don't. We did this. Facebook didn't do this. Mark Zuckerberg didn't do this. We did this. So it is what it is. Like I said, all this might be temporary. All of this might be temporary. Facebook is a mess this morning. Took me forever even to get to this feed. Yeah, everybody had that problem on Facebook. But the cool thing is I see a lot of people went to YouTube, which is awesome. I love it. I see a bunch of people on YouTube. So YouTube is kind of driving the conversation today. But that's all I was doing. I was just asking people this morning, what are the real priorities? Adults seem to have a real challenge today prioritizing. So I'm just asking people, what are the priorities? What are the priorities? What do we really need to focus on? We need to be uncomfortable in order to cause a change. We do, Mary. Being uncomfortable is important, not just from a biological perspective, but a social perspective. When we have problems, we have solutions. This is why people get upset with me when I say I'm glad Trump's the president. I'm glad Trump is the president. I keep saying it. And I'm not going to change. Why? Because he's president. People are scared of their government. That's important. You're supposed to be scared of your government. You're supposed to watch them. You don't have to hate them, but you got to watch them. And how we got here where America's bombing children all over the world is people trusted their government. So I don't care who brings distrust of your government. As long as the government in there gives you a little stress or they make you're fearful, it means we can talk about fixing problems. If they go get somebody and put somebody, impeach that guy and put somebody in there that they trust, then they get that identity credit, like we're talking about Noam Chomsky. And once they hand out that identity credit, let me explain it. I guess y'all watched it. I didn't watch it, so I appreciate y'all educating me. The way Corbett explained it, he said that Noam is extremely intelligent, And the way it works is that he builds up these intellectual credits by saying very, very intelligent, smart, loving, empathetic things. And then people give him credit like, oh, this is a good man. He's doing good things. And so no matter what he says or does, he always gets claps. No matter, and so I think that's how voices get broken. And then he spends that credit when he says things that aren't logical and aren't true about 9/11 and all of that stuff. So that's what we have to get away from. We have to get away from outsourcing our intellects. So I'm just learning too. To me, it's definitely a learning thing. And that's the only way we learn is we keep talking to people. Good morning, Brother Kevin. Good morning. I'm only using YouTube now. Okay, Sheepless. Okay, everybody's got to make their choices where they end up. Reversing the Citizens United decision. That will get money out of politics. Absolutely, Linda. And I know very little about the Citizens United decision. Like I said, I avoid politics like the plague, or I have been for the last decade, or at least national politics. But money in big politics is a huge problem. Everything, every idea that takes money out of controlling the people who are supposed to be designing the world is a good thing. So I totally agree with that. The kings and the lords, as long as they serve the coffers and the bankers, no good things are going to come out of this world. We are all going to die. We're all going to die. Absolutely agree. That is definitely a priority. You got to get money out of the control of the model that runs your world. Absolutely. Positively. It's not even questionable. Trump has no idea what's going on. Sheepless, I tend to agree with that. I don't think Trump cares. I think that he's a billionaire and he's doing his thing. But I think once you get in office, I think that they pretty much tell you what you're going to do. And because they got that credit, right? Like the Trump voters or the Obama voters, and they think they're supporters, and they give that credit, they outsource their intellect to that person that they've never met in their life, then that makes the people who are driving that person very powerful. Now they own all of those people. It's like they talk about how the wealthy don't contribute anything. They don't, and they don't invent anything. They don't make anything, and they're not artistic. They're not charismatic, but you are. So then get a president to run that people fall for and give intellectual credit to, then they can control the model and direction of the world. And I think that's how that works. Trump makes people uncomfortable, and that's the only thing I like about him. He makes people uncomfortable. We need to be uncomfortable. Thank you, Mary. We need uncomfort. We don't need to feel cozy right now. Right now is not the time for spooning. No, it's not. Well, I guess you got too late at night. It's sustainable if you got somebody. But now is not a time of comfort. Now is a time of extinction. We need to be uncomfortable. We don't need people happy that they got $4 lattes at Starbucks. We need people who are thinking we need to fix the things on the planet. We need to stop fighting each other and start fighting a system that's destroying everything. We are all at our own progression. Oh yeah, we're all at our own progression into whatever truth our minds have accepted at this moment. Treat people with the respect they require. Pretty simple. Yes, Brother Gown, thank you for, and I appreciate Brother Gown. I had to stop for a moment. Brother Gown and I don't always agree, but I always appreciate that man's wisdom. Always comes back with some wisdom. The man's got love in his heart, and the man is out doing it. He's out doing it, right? He's out trying to live sustainably away from a lot of these systems. And it's absolutely right. Spot on. You know, you don't have to always agree with people. That's a brother of mine. I love that guy. Never met him in my life. That's a brother of mine. Don't mess with him. Don't mess with him, you're going to deal with me. That's all I'm going to say. Don't mess with Gal, you're going to deal with me. No one deal with me. Bad idea. Bad idea. You know, because that's how we work. We are all one, and we got to be. You got to have the love, and you got to have the respect. We can disagree on how to fix things till we're blue in the face, but we all agree we got to fix things. Never mistake a friend for an enemy. Never mistake a ally in we need to fix things, and think that you're not united because you disagree on how to fix them. We got to move forward. Brother Gal and I, we disagree on the Kanye thing. That's what we disagree on. We had a good day that day. But always learn, always be willing to learn from people. I learned a lot from Gal. I keep getting Facebook is under maintenance message. Never saw that before. Hey, hun. Okay. Well, thank you for that. I like I said, I don't know what's happening on Facebook, but you know, it's probably a good idea that you subscribe on YouTube, because apparently the Facebook notice didn't go out this morning, and I just saw a bunch of errors, so I don't know anything about it. That way you get a notice for other things. I think the other thing is, I think Twitter still does. I think Twitter. It might be Instagram. You actually can watch me on Twitter. It actually comes up on Twitter, the actual video, so you can see all the comments and everything. So when you're interacting with us here, you're on multiple platforms. I designed that purposely, and I'm trying to actually spread to other platforms also. So you can catch it in different places. Money will never be out of politics. I would hope so, Sheepless. I think money is a temporary invention. You know, I'm very positive when it comes to money going away. Money's only been here, and what we've been here. According to these the foot behind me, that's not a monkey foot, by the way. That's not, and that rock is 250 million years old in New Mexico. That's not a monkey foot. But anyway, we've been here a long time, and money has only been here a very short time. So I think the exception is that we have a monetary-based society. I think the rule, the majority of the time we've been here, money has not been there. So I think we can get money out of politics, but I think we got to get bigotry out of people first. That's step one. We got to get birth bigotries out of us, and then we can get money out of politics. But until then, we can't take on what put it there. So I agree with what you're saying, Sheep. Don't give me that I don't agree face. I agree with you. It's hard. That's a hill. That is a big, big hill to climb, because and divided, we're weak. That's why we were divided up. We're weak. They've convinced everybody that there are all these little groups being farmed, and we're weak in those, and they know that. That's how they win. So it's a hard fight. I think the human race is up for the fight, though. There was an update last night. Okay, Emma, someone broke Facebook. Okay, that's probably why. It could be interfacing with my stuff. I got to make some changes then. I'll look at that after this is over. Trump is in it for the branding, free advertising, no matter what it is, positive or negative. Yes, Gallon, we should see that, and we should know that by now, I would hope. We're in it together. I love you too, brother. Oh, don't put no tears in my eyes this morning, man. Love you too, man. Yeah, he is. I don't think he wanted to win. I think he wanted to sell some steaks. That's all I think. I think he was running against the Republicans. He wanted to sell some steaks. He accidentally won. It's like, what the hell? The Republicans are that stupid? I beat them. Because the Republican Party's been destroyed. And then he ran against Hillary. Then I think the whole sociopathic ego thing kicked in. So he's fighting with Hillary. The next thing you know, he's the president. He's just like, what the hell did I just do? And I think that's where he's dangerous. Because I don't think he wants to be president. I think it was all just branding. And that's where he's really dangerous. We need to be careful of. That's why people need to lock arms and watch their government. It's not about Trump. It's about the whole damn government. The Senate, the Congress, all of them. All of them, just a big bag of crooks. I'm trying to tell you, big bag of crooks. I still hate Congress. CIA runs the world. Yes, it's sheepless. That's true. I was looking at something the other day. Who said they were going to break up the CIA into multiple bits? JFK. Somebody, if you got a quote, send that to me. I think JFK said that he was going to break up the CIA and spread it to different parts of the earth. I don't know if that was a true quote, but they're a problem. They're a huge problem around the world. And the whole world seems to know it, but not us. But, of course, he said that, and now he's dead. If it was JFK that said that. He said it, he was dead. Ron Paul said it, and he didn't get anywhere near close to the office of presidency. I think we need to focus on those things. I think that's pretty important. I wish the AI people had imagination instead of just creating a cyborg movie scenario for all of us. Yeah. AI is something, and that is a problem. But the problem is people love AI. People love AI because they love television. They love fantasy. We love to escape. And that escape gets better and better and better, Linda. So AI is coming. There's nothing we can do about it. We are cyborgs. We love technology. We always join with that technology. We invented the wheel, the car, all of these things, and we join with them. So we are cyborgs. There's no way we're going to stop that. There's something about us that makes us want to join with these things. All I think we can do is try to make sure corporations don't run how all that gets implemented. Very important. Seems that those now who aspire to become president are doing it just to get a feather in the cap, all ego. I believe it, hey hun. I think that it is a position of power. It's a position of influence. And the only people I really want to be president, I think, are the people who don't want to be. I think the only people I want to be president, Congress, senators are people who don't want to serve. I think we should get back to some sort of a place where they're just like us. It's a part-time job. They're all basically poor. They're farmers. They're I was about to say bankers. You see that? My lips are quite no. They're farmers. They're teachers, stay-at-home moms, homeless. When they're just like us and their salaries are just like ours and they can't get millions of dollars from leaving office and they don't get influence because nobody's watching, because nobody wants to be president, nobody wants to be a politician like that town in Mexico, then I think we'll get good things out of them. Until then, I don't think we won't. 2024, president has already been decided. Yes, it has. They just haven't told us yet. Thank you, Sheepless. They already have, and they haven't told us. And if you ask me, it's Donald J. Trump. That's who's going to win in 2024. Why? Because they're making too much money from him. I think that's why he beat Hillary anyway. I think it was just a financial thing. They determine who has more love, who has more of the citizens' love, right? Who's drawing more charisma credits. And the people who love Trump gave more credits and a lot of people were just begrudgingly voting for Hillary. And so if I were the deep state, if I were a big bank, if I wanted to control the world and use up America as an imperial force to invade nations in endless wars till I bankrupt it and send the people into mass poverty and collapse its currency, I would definitely choose Donald J. Trump because the people still love him. His people, when I say his people, our people still love him. And as long as they give him their Noam Chomsky credits because he's doing certain things that they like, they'll use him. Same way they used Obama, same way they use everybody else. Trump was selected a long time ago. I don't know, Sheepless, maybe, possibly. Trump, the accidental president. Hey, Hunted. They had Trump picked a long time ago, but they never sent him the message. Maybe, and it could be, Mary. It could be like a, what is it called? Like an MK Ultra Manchurian candidate type stuff. It could be. Shoot, Mary, you could be the next president. They might have you already picked out. They know how to line this stuff up with all that propaganda and Eddie Bernays type stuff in your life. They know everything. I was looking at the other day, I was looking at that they're using all the data they're capturing from all of our devices and they're building this artificial world. And it's been running for years now. We're all in it. You know how freaking spooky that is? They're all in it, and they're doing it to see what happens when they influence certain things in certain ways with certain people. Do you know how much of a human rights violation that is, that you got my kids in the computer because you're watching everything they say in social media and capturing this big, massive, what is the name of that program? One of y'all know. I think I was watching on Truth Stream Media. I'll post it if nobody says the name of it. It's crazy, but I think that they can determine the things, Mary, that they need to tell you, show you what needs to happen to get you to be the next president. Meanwhile, they got your dog already in a vice, getting ready to kill it. They give it a pill and it's going to get cancer. And the only way to keep it alive, you do what they tell you. I don't know. I don't know how all of that works. All I know is we have a lot less control than I think we do because we think we control presidents. We think we control the government. We think we control our neighbor. And I think the only thing we really control at the end of the day is ourselves. That's why I just focus on me. I just focus on me. I listen to what smart people tell me and I try to get better what I do. I try to be a better person tomorrow than I was today. I try to know more. I try to be less of a bigot. And hopefully that works. No leaders. I think that's the only way this works. I think 7 billion people finally will find a solution when they stop trying to control other people with no leaders. We don't need leaders. We're adults. But stop trying to control and force other people. And that's where Jay and I gotta get off of that boat. I'm not interested in telling other people how to act or what to do. But I think that's the only way we fix the world is we don't need any leaders. Somebody said that a little while ago. They said, somebody said Gerardian. I don't know what the hell that is. Or I got followers. I don't have followers. Nobody here follows me. I mean, let's be clear. That's a button on Facebook. Nobody follows me. And if you follow me, you need to leave. I'm not here for followers. I'm here to learn. The only way I learn is I say things that aren't true and y'all correct me on it. I say things that are true and y'all go along with it. And then we all start to tweak our thoughts and become something greater. But there are no leaders. There are no leaders in this. Look, you find somebody who wants to lead you, run. That person does not have your interest in mind. Find somebody who wants you to lead yourself, then I think you got something. Presidents are nothing buggers. Do you have an accent, Sheepless? Are you from the UK? I always wanted the UK. I use buggers. Buggers, that's, no, or nothing burgers. I always say burgers. Okay, I thought that was like a UK type thing. I want a UK accent. Anyway, Ivanka 2024. I think it's possible. Hey, Hunt, I think they'll put in that program. If we make Ivanka president, how many people will fall in love with her and how many guys we can get to come back to vote, and will people trust and believe in what they say? And if it works, it'll go. It'll go, and they'll put her right in. I really believe that that's how they probably run all of this. It's just about what can they make off of putting that person in, and that person gets in, and Ivanka could go in, like Michelle Obama could go in, and thinking I'm gonna change the world. And as soon as she gets into office, they're gonna sit her down like they sat everybody else down and said, "All right, you won." But this is how the world actually works. Money makes the world go round, and if you don't do exactly as we say, you're gonna wish you were dead. We're not gonna tell you. You're just gonna wish you were dead, because money makes the world go round. That's how I believe it. That's my belief. If I believe money makes the world go round, then politically and all of the problems on the planet, they have to attach to that. So if money makes the world go round, then it doesn't matter who's president. It doesn't matter if Ivanka's president. It doesn't matter if Trump or Bush or anybody else is president. They're all gonna get forced to do the same thing, or they'll love doing it because of the billions that they give them. I think they plan this stuff well ahead of time. I think your aunt will get cancer, one of your kids will get leukemia, something will happen, and they'll have a way of saving them. I think everything is a scam. Yes, I am a conspiracy theorist. I believe in conspiracy theories because I don't think they're conspiracies. I think it's just detective work. I was saying, I think the greatest conspiracy theorist of my life, one that I put most faith in, and uncovering the lies and the secrets and the deception and the evil, conspiring, was my mama. My mom was a conspiracy theorist. Oh, she used to get us all the time. She used to catch everything. My brothers and I be conspiring against the kingdom. Oh, she spot everything. She ain't trust nothing. She listen to what I'm trying to say, and he lying. He ain't, because I didn't see over there and that. You know, we're all supposed to be conspiracy theorists. Absolutely, Heaven. Run away as fast as you can. When you find people who want to abuse you, leave. Leave. Anybody who wants to lead you is an abuser. They're actually looking to abuse you. They want to control what you do. And so they give you this, either a sense that they're going to do things for you and they're going to give you something, or they give you a sense of guilt and they control you with it. You don't want anybody that controls you or wants to lead you. Bad idea. Bad idea. It always ends out bad for the person being led. Alvin Toffler. The illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, and I can't read, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, relearn, equals being stuck in the construct of this system. Yes, Phil, is key. That makes perfectly good sense. The illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn and unlearn and relearn. Absolutely. And those who don't want to. They're not going to want to. They're not going to want to learn, relearn, or unlearn. All right, I'm going to have to get out of here. It's been a little bit of a crazy thing. It was actually neat, peaceful. Sat here and had a talk and discussion. And I don't know what happened on Facebook. It's not my website. I had no idea. It is what it is. But always learn. Always relearn. Always be wrong. Who said that? I'm sorry, I didn't get credit. That's Phyllis. Phyllis Key said that. Always be willing to be wrong. Nobody's right all the time. You meet somebody that's right all the time, like Evan said, run. Don't have any time for people that are right all the time. Find people who can be wrong. We must outthink them. And true, a house divided against itself cannot stand. One love, everybody. Exactly, Phyllis. A house divided against itself cannot stand. We're 7 billion cousins around this planet. And if we're divided against each other, we will not stand. We will all lose. All of our children, all the next generation, our grandkids, we all lose. Period. All of our nieces and nephews, all lost. They'll all be Yemen children. All of them. Every last one of them. We got to outthink them. It's like the art of war. You always got to think about what they want you to do and don't do that. Absolutely. Should we forgive politicians for abusing us because they're psychopaths and don't know any better? The ultimate question. Hey, hun, forgiveness is another question. I mean, I think that's step 2. We got to get past step 1. Step 1 is taking them out of power. Right? Step 1 is doing the things that we wonder if we should forgive them for. We got to get them out of there. If they're in office, do we forgive them? I don't think you I think too much is at stake at this point. I think we need empathetic, caring, human people in office. And either we don't have that or they're not allowed to express that. You can forgive an act, you forgive an identity. I have to think about that. That's deep. I have to think about that. You can forgive people, but it doesn't mean you forget what they did. Doesn't mean you forget the act. Because if they did it the first time, they're capable of doing it again. But I don't judge them. I always say that if I were in their shoes, I'd do what they did. If I were raised the way they were, I would be them. So I don't judge them in that capacity. I say we need to pull them out of power so they stop doing this act that is unforgivable or feels unforgivable. Never forgive, never forget the murderers. Yeah, you certainly can't. If you forget, you might actually put them back in power, and that's probably a problem. Probably don't want to do that. Shed your labels and uniforms and find your humanity, love and light to all the brothers and sisters. Thank you, Brother Kevin. And that's the last bit. All right, a little special this morning, but that's a good example of why you got to be on multiple platforms. Great example, because you never know what's going to happen. I guess it was a Facebook update. I don't know. Maybe it just hit me. I don't know. Maybe it's because I put a word in the title they didn't like. Who knows? All I know is we got to keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. Don't give up. Keep moving. Keep pushing forward. Keep making friends with people who are different than you. Keep pushing forward. Genocide is not forgiven. Genocide. When I think of genocide, sheepless, I mostly think of the disaster in Nanking. If you haven't looked at that, you should look at that. You know, I think the problem is, in my example there was, we could blame Japan, right? It was the greatest mass rape that anybody ever knows exists. It was the greatest mass genocide where Japan invaded China in the city of Nanking, and they just murdered and raped all these people, all ages. One of the accounts where they forced a father to rape his daughter. You know, I guess the emperor at the time said, the more horrific your task, said to the military, you know, the more they'd be rewarded. We could blame Japan for that. We could blame the emperor. Or we could blame the psychopathy. We could blame a model in government or structure that allows one human being to have that much power to murder, what was it, 200,000 people? You know, so I think that as long as we don't get lost in whether or not we forgive Japan, we focus on the fact that, or that emperor, focus on the fact, the environment and the conditions that allowed that to happen, that's the only way we can stop it from happening again. That's where I'm coming with that. Can forgive, however, the reality situation, as you mentioned, the art of war. It is, Phyllis. You never want to put your enemy in power. Never want to put the enemies of humanity in power. But of course, you got to know who the enemy is. And I think a lot of people struggle with that. You got to know who is actually on the side of humanity. Anyway, this is Gerard coming to you behind the monkey foot. 250 million year old monkey foot. Did I say that already? I said 3 times. Monkey foot, monkey foot, monkey foot. It's a 250 million year old monkey foot. Been here a long time. About time we start getting things right. Anyway, listen, it's Gerard. I gotta go. Love y'all. Sorry for the problems this morning. I don't know what happened. Hopefully it'll be fixed tomorrow. Y'all have a wonderful day. Love y'all to death now. I'm out of here.